Hello, this is Carlene LeMay with C2 Accounting and Business Support, and we are here with this week's edition of Tuesday Topics. And this week, the title of this talk is Please Do Not Lose Your Business to Bad Money Practices, essentially. So earlier today on Facebook and Instagram as well, I posted an article about Wilbur's Barbecue in Goldsboro, North Carolina, that apparently is, an icon in the state for barbecue. I do not eat barbecue, so I cannot vouch for that, but I just will say that it's well known in the area. And after, I think it's 30 years in business, they were closed by the Department of Revenue because they failed to pay some taxes. So unfortunately, well, probably fortunately, the Department of Revenue does not give out details about what exactly wasn't paid. So it could have been sales taxes, it could have been income taxes. The one thing that you can do in North Carolina is you can actually look up any corporation, any company, any LLC, S Corp, C Corp on the Secretary of State's website. So I did look them up, and they are Wilbur's Barbecue and Restaurants Incorporated, and they have been active. They were formed back in April 27th, 1982. I was 10 years old back then, which means they've been in business for 36 years. And this business is now gone because of tax issues, because of money issues. Of course, we don't know all the details, but what I will say is that this goes in line with a lot of what we've been talking about know your numbers, about being consistent with accounting practices, about keeping track of what you owe and who you owe. In this case, if you owe the state of Department of Revenue, be it for North Carolina or any other state, or if you owe the IRS, you need to pay them. So the biggest takeaway from this story, as sad as it is, I cannot imagine, having a business for 30 something plus years and then losing it. I'm not their accountant. I don't know what their practices were, but at the end of the day, something was missed in that taxes weren't paid, and now the business has been closed. So could it have been that, if it was income taxes, part of the importance of making money is also planning for your liabilities. So if it was an income tax issue, which again, we don't know, part of their revenue, their profits should have been put aside to pay those taxes. If it's for sales taxes, that's even worse, because when you collect sales taxes from your customers, you're actually collecting them on behalf of the state. So it's not even money that belongs to you. And I've seen a lot of businesses get in trouble with collecting sales taxes and not remitting them. And that is a big no-no. Again, having a very good accounting system that clearly tracks what's revenue, what's profit, and what's a liability, in this case, taxes owed, is very, very important. And then the other part, after keeping track of things, is making sure that you pay those liabilities on time. So a lot of people think that, well, I filed an extension for my taxes. Well, the problem with that is you can still file an extension to actually file your taxes, but you still owe as of the date. And so when you pay them late, whether you filed an extension or not, you get hit with taxes and penalties. Penalties and interest. So the key is pay what you owe, pay on time. If you are a small business owner, in this case, a small business owner that had been in business for over 30 years, are you running your business as a mature business? 30 years is a long time. That means this business is well established. You should have some processes in place. So what are you doing now, especially for those of you who have recently started your businesses? You're a year in, you're 2 years in, you're 5 years in. What are you doing today to ensure that the business is still around in 10 years and 15 years, or that you're having a business to pass down to your children as a legacy, or even better, if your plan is to sell, that you're able to do that when the time comes. If you're looking for investors, if you're looking for funding for your business, I have a relationship with a small business lender who has contacts with, everything from individual investors looking to invest in a business to the SBA for SBA loans. And one of the biggest hurdles that he finds small businesses run into is that their books aren't up to date or they have no books, ergo they're not qualified to get funding. So I say all this to say, think about your business while it's small to see how you can make it grow. And part of that is making sure that you have the right team surrounding you. Do you have an accounting partner? Do you have a good lawyer on your team? Do you have an investment person who is looking for long-term strategies and growth? I mean, you can't do it all alone. We don't know everything. Do you have a marketing person that you can count on? And when I say on your team, I don't mean that you need to go out and hire an accountant or an attorney or a marketing person or an investment banker, but you need to have a relationship with these professionals so that they can give you advice and hopefully work in tandem to give you the advice and the guidance to grow the business to however you want to get it to grow. So unfortunately, this was a kind of a sad topic for Tuesday Tips, but it was a very important one to talk about. I would love to see every small business owner who's out here watching this video today to grow and to have a successful 2019, 2020, and so on and so forth. So, if you have any questions about whether or not what you're doing is correct, whether or not you're on the right track as far as having your QuickBooks in line, as far as whether you're, withholding taxes or remitting taxes, if you have any questions, reach out, give us a call, send us a message, give us a comment, and we'll get back with you and see how we can help to make sure that your business grows in the direction that you want it to grow. Again, this is Carlene LeMay with C2 Accounting with this week's edition of Tuesday Tips.